building the leaders of tomorrow only on the Yuva podcast.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you yourself have been a part of the boarding school system. You are a product of a boarding school system. You are an alumnus of Doon School, and then you've gone to lead the best boarding schools of India. So, according to you, how do you think that the boarding school plays a role in the shaping of a child's future that a day boarding school cannot? How does a mental difference? How is a mental difference triggered, and how is a mental difference between a boarder and a day boarder?
I don't have much choice but to tell you it from the point of view. I'm the president of the Boarding Schools Association of India. I'm going to give a very positive spin for boarding. Now, boarding has some advantages and it has some disadvantages. One of the things one should understand is that when I was a boarder in Vellum Prep School, before it became a big school, uh, we had the first case of parents being divorced. I remember there was a boy from Calcutta. His parents got divorced, and it was the most traumatic experience for all of us in the school. We couldn't believe that parents could actually separate and leave the child wondering what's going on. By the time I moved to Lawrence School, Sanawar as the headmaster, about 1/3 of the students were from broken families. So, society had changed so much. And the reason why people were sending their children to boarding was not just for character building, not just for becoming independent, but also because they found that it was easier when the mother and father had separated. And this gave boarding a slightly different spin. But as far as I'm concerned, because in a boarding school you have all the time to be able to learn how to become a leader, learn true friendship, regardless of what your friends' parents do. And you have all the opportunities to explore your passions and discover what you are best at. So the advantages in boarding are huge. At the same time, we must remember that it's important that the boarder also gets good support as a family, because if the family does not give him time, he gradually grows away from the family. And that can be a negative thing. So, a good combination of the family and boarding school is the best education. That's the way it's been tested for thousands of years. I mean, whether you look at the Gurukul system, it was all residential. Whether you look at the Nalanda and other universities in India, which were the leading universities in the world, they were all residential. So residential has been the way forward, and it's the same how what we inherited from the UK. Schools like Doon and YPS and all, we have basically modeled ourselves on the public school, the residential public schools of UK. And they have had a lot of advantage in being able to produce people with character. So I think we've had the same results, and certainly you can rely on a on a friend whom you have made in boarding much more than you can rely on someone you have befriended later on, because later on you've always got influenced by who he is or who his father is and what the advantages can. In boarding, no one looks at it. You are just friends and you are friends for life. And we know now from all the research that has been done that the best way of being happy and leading a healthy and long life is to have good relationships with friends and family. So that is a very important part of boarding. The kind of friendships you can develop in boarding, you can never develop anywhere.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip, I'm sure that there's a lot for you to learn on this channel. If you're interested, do subscribe and keep on exploring.